Health checkup.
I didn't think about that.
Well, we going to do it.
I just thought that I was flashing.
She said she was flashing. That's what you call it when you get a certain age. You call it
Can I ask you
flashing.
a question? How come you don't ever turn your phone on?
Oh, I don't know.
You just heard it ding. See there? The devil. Why you let the devil?
Hey, y'all. I'm going to tell you what this segment ain't going to be about. It ain't going to be about cheating truckers.
You stupid. It ain't going to be about entangling.
It ain't going to be about entanglement.
Huh? Ain't that loose here, that demon. Put your hand towards the camera, friend. Put your hand towards the camera. Father God, in the name of Jesus,
In the name of Jesus.
The spirit of being entangled.
Entanglement.
That entanglement demon.
In Jesus'
that
name.
has spread across the
abroad.
nation. In Jesus' name.
The entanglement spirit that preached Sunday.
Wait a minute. Loose it. Let it go. Loose it.
That's what they call cheating now, entanglement.
I guess so.
You call it entanglement.
I don't know, but it was something on Twitter with 50 Cent.
Oh Lord, he done jumped in the mix.
Yeah, he just
50,
got it.
he ignorant. 50 a beefer, so 50 gonna make some money off. Listen, no. 50 gonna make money off Jada and Will.
He said
50 know how to get that money.
I think it was like a Twitter battle. He said to her, he said, "Yo, Will, I'm sorry you're going through this publicly." And so Will was like, "Okay." He said, "But yo, she asked for permission to get her back blown out." And then he said, "Yo, F you 50," and just went left. And then 50 said, "What I say?" You know, one thing about 50 said, he say stuff, and then like he know what he doing.
You know, 50 a counselor like me, right?
He took a jab. Yeah.
I mean, I'm an astrologer person, but not. But counselors, no,
y'all petty.
Yeah.
Thank you. Good afternoon, good evening, whatever part of the world you happen to belong.
Praise the Lord.
From. God bless you. We are here with Pastor Jameliah Gooden and
Pastor Fred Gooden, God's man on deck in the beautiful city of Charlotte.
We're here with Petty Freddy. Because you would do something like that.
What, baby?
Oh, Lord, what's that? You would.
Now, whose phone was just on this then? See how you mess with folk and stuff come back on you?
No, I'm waiting for that droid. I don't care what happens. I don't care if I'm scrolling and I'm getting fiberglass in my fingers. I'm waiting for
Listen,
that droid.
At some point when your phone is just cracked all the way from the bottom to the top, you need to just give it up.
I'm waiting for the droid. And I've gotten fiber, like when your screen is broke.
I know.
I've gotten fiberglass, but I'm gonna put Band-Aids on my finger and roll in the name of Jesus. What's up, y'all? Timothy Hopkins, what's going on? Go quick tag and shit. Terry, I just spoke your name. I gotta talk to you, Terry. Yeah. Tanya, Yvette Dobson is on here. What's going on? Quick tag and share. We are getting ready to talk about
knowing when to let go.
Knowing when to let go. True.
Yeah. It's a hard subject. Knowing when to let go. Because some folk been holding on to some dead things, dragging dead weight.
That's my frog impression for Eddie, amen. Yeah, so knowing when to let go. We get it a lot where people ask, well, how do you know when to let go? When do you let go? When is enough enough? My enough may not be your enough. And
right.
Likewise, vice versa. Hey, Sandra Pammerman. So when I need this, come on, Lord Jesus, I ain't going to even mention her name. That's my girl. How the baby doing? But knowing when to let go. It's amazing that we all, and I got to say this, because we all witnessed the whole Will and Jada thing. And it has gone viral. And we're just going to kind of touch upon when do you let go? When is too long, too long? How do you know? So someone said, there's a lot of people that need to hear this. Well, if this is you, then you need to give a thumbs up.
Right.
If you're in this specific situation, y'all need to give a thumbs up.
Yeah.
So people
when do I let go?
Dana, what's going on? How you doing? So you guys can give a thumbs up so people will know that you're not alone in this topic. Tangi Bradford, well, there's a lot of people. Fred, point to it. Bam. Yeah. Joanne Godfrey, you see that? Just, yeah. So those that are coming in late, when do you let go?
and we talking about married, and we talking about people that are supposedly in a relationship where you are supposed to be married, because that's the one we get a whole lot.
Right.
We get a whole lot from people that have the promise from the other to get married.
Right.
But it never happens. When do you let go?
Okay. So I'm gonna let you start. But I'm gonna say, Fred, let me explain something to you. Your foot is gonna kick the screen, and then folks gonna have a fit.
I will move my feet.
So
I like shaking my feet. I get peace for shaking my feet.
You get peace in shaking your feet.
Yeah.
Well, shake on, brother, shake on.
So
you start off.
So what we talking about?
Let go?
Like you said, baby, letting go it's personally customized in every situation, because every situation is different. When I think that a person should let go is when you have resolved to doing everything to make it work. She read something, y'all. From everything to make it work, or everything that you said you were going to do because you said you was getting ready to go to this next level, whether that was becoming a serious fiance, whether that was to marriage, or even letting go of a marriage. When should you let go? You should let go when it is no longer fruitful at all. And this is very important, because you have a lot of situations that people are in unfruitful, unhealthy relationship, not for days, not for months, but for years.
Fred.
What, baby? What she said?
Hold up.
Okay, she said something. Somebody said something.
Hold up, in my Martin voice. Hold up. This woman just went up the timeline. What's up, Eddie? This woman went up the timeline, and she put in the comment section, 16 years, 5 children, and no marriage and no proposal. Good God today. Girl, you need to get in my inbox. 16 years she's been with someone. 5 children, no marriage, no proposal. That's a hell of a long time to be with somebody.
But I think it's more common than we think.
Okay, so you're saying it's more common for people to just...
I know somebody right now that probably been with a man about the same length of time or even longer, and they have no proposal, not even talking about marriage, and this person is over 50-something years old.
I bind that entanglement spirit up in the name of Jesus. That is, look how she said, whew, I knew that's what I read. That is a, why do that? If you're with someone, now you said not fruitful. They have children, okay? So I get that.
Question.
So after the first one.
Okay, all right.
Okay, after the second one.
Okay.
After the third one. You cannot waste that much time. So what are the signs that people should follow when they know it's not going anywhere? What are you holding on to? A promise? Words? What makes a person hold on for 16 years?
I think the hope of marriage,
Some hope need to die.
It does.
Fred, after 2 years.
It does.
First of all, it take nobody that long. I had a girlfriend. What's up? My cousin is on here. I had a girlfriend that was with somebody in Brooklyn, 23 years. They had one son. They not even married. They bought a house together. They bought a brownstone. She went her way. They're not even together. Why do you stay that long? You should have. And I know in my girlfriend situation, he cheated.
Right.
He cheated. He was a habitual cheater. What are you holding on for? That right there is a telltale sign like, yo, this ain't going nowhere. Abuse is a reason.
I think some of it is what people saw when they was young and what they thought would turn out right. Now, I say this. Some people they witnessed something different. They witnessed a long relationship with a mother and a father, and they want that. And but the person that you with, you are not going to be able to do that with. So sometimes it's because people saw the right example of what a marriage is, and they found somebody and they loved them, but you've been together for years. Now you say we're going to be able to change, or I'm going to at some point he or she together, and it doesn't happen.
Okay, see, this is getting good, and I don't know if the data, it's got 2,300 people going on here. Another woman just went up the timeline. She says she's been with somebody for 30 years.
Oh my God.
And they're not married. They got grown kids and the children are out of the house. What makes you're enough? It would have been enough after the first 2 years. I give or take. Sometimes a man knows immediately. Sometimes it takes some time. I get it. But if you with someone, if it's 2-3 years, I say 2 years tops.
2 years tops, man.
2 years tops. If that 2 years means that you have been going through hell and high water, reconsider. If I believe that enough, 14 years, 3 kids. So yeah, this is common.
It's coming up. I told you it's coming.
Wow.
I told you it's coming.
It's coming.
Yeah.
Is this the new?
Yeah.
It's the new.
But it's called. But this is the thing about it. It's called
this girl
common.
Said my mom has been with somebody for 25 years.
No promises.
No promises.
It is called common law marriage.
Okay.
And it's the substitute that the state gives people. It's called common law. In other words, we dwelling together and we're together and we can say that we have some type of relationship that is state recognized. But the thing about a covenant is, until you bring it before the Lord, it's not a covenant that God will recognize.
Wait, okay, Goldie Hawn did this with her. We just saw it. She was with Russell for like 30, 35 years, and they're not married.
Not married.
I think some people are just afraid.
Of commitment.
They're afraid to get. Is that what it is?
They're afraid of commitment.
Okay, so I even heard this one girl say that she's afraid that if she gets married, it's going to change.
It is.
So what the fear is, the fear for getting changed for the better or for the worse.
I love that. Let me tell you something, and this is something that I counsel a lot of couples. I don't care who you is. I don't care how great the relationship is. When people come in my office and we're talking and I'm taking them through, and I tell them I don't care how great he or she is or how great you guys will be. After marriage, it changes. Because one thing for a woman, there is a inward compass that locks in and takes another gear, because now the relationship, the dynamics of it is not girlfriend, boyfriend, man, fiance. No, it's husband and wife, and it changes. And it changes for the better, but sometimes the other person is not ready for that. And this is the thing, and this is another thing. I have seen where people were together a long time. Like, I think the one, for example, was like 13 years. And they got married. And they were divorced 2 years later.
Wow. So, okay. So, is it safe to say it's what works for the individual? We understand the biblical principles of it.
Okay.
But does it work for just each individual? Someone just went to the time and said Bishop Noel Jones did it. The state is recognizing common law after 10 years.
Don't y'all tempt me. Y'all see how y'all just tempt me?
Fred.
I ain't finna do that. Y'all tempting me.
No, seriously. So the state says after 10 years is considered common law. There's certain jurisdictions and laws that you can't even have until you're married.
That's right.
Like, healthcare. But
why not? They give it to homosexuals now.
Right, I understand that.
Or life partners.
Right. However, I'm saying, is this the new normal? Since people say we don't want to get married anymore.
There it is.
So the new normal is now we're just going to be life partners.
The new normal.
I even heard where people are saying, instead of saying marriage, just say you're partners.
That's right.
Because people don't have the longevity as they did before. And so are you saying because of this, the Constitution of marriage should be rewritten?
No.
Because you're going against godly principles now, biblical principles.
And if this is the thing about it, you can go against them, but you don't get the benefit of it either.
So you don't, okay. So
without us getting too biblical now.
Okay. So I'm looking at the comments with 2,500 people. This is more common than we.
Yes, baby.
It is like people. if you've been with somebody for a year, give 2-year tops. If there is no commitment and you're not moving towards a better goal at making your marriage or your relationship come under covenant, I believe that you should really reconsider if the other person really wants to do this. I don't think that you should wait look at someone say Oprah does it, that doesn't make it right. I don't believe that people should waste each other's time.
But see, that is the thing. The thing about it right now, marriage is being defined by celebrities.
Oh, God knows, here we go with
this entanglement. And we trying to, we not, we trying to, we can't avoid what's there.
No, I mean, no, we're not.
The marriage is being defined by, because people say, well, who they said? They said Oprah, then they said no. They said Golden, right. So, and then even with Will and Jada, because of the lifestyle and things that they show publicly throughout the years, it's being defined by celebrities. And when you do that, you ignore or you ex God out of it.
Okay.
Because every relationship before it is marriage is customized.
Okay. So I'm going to ask you a question. How many people know someone that has been together more than 10 years without marriage?
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up. If you know someone that, oh Lord, them thumbs went up real quick.
Thumbs up.
Good God today.
Thumbs up.
Okay. All right. Okay. So this is just, this is very common.
It's common.
So
people don't want to get, well, people a lot
don't
of people
want to get married.
They don't want to get married. And it's like you said, baby, they're afraid that things going to change. But this is the thing about it. It don't matter. Things are going to change regardless.
Yeah.
But what you have is, because there are some people on here that are looking at us right now, that they're the ones that are doing it. And some of you don't want to do it, or you don't want to commit because you're afraid of commitment.
Okay, so now you hit on something. Is it that they're afraid of the commitment?
They're afraid of commitment.
Okay, so just because a person is afraid of commitment, what happens when one person is like, well, I'm not afraid of commitment? And someone says, well, I'm not. So so somebody's winning here. For you to take 30 years of your life, we got 2,500 people. Click, tag, and share, because we're going to go deeper. You got, okay, we could take Will and Jada. From what I understood, Jada said she never wanted to get married. Will said he grew up with a father, and he said he never wanted to fail at divorce. Somebody won that because they've been together for 25 years, and here we go in this big old entanglement. Should you respect a person if you're in a relationship and they say, look, I don't ever want to get married?
Should you respect them?
Should you respect them and say, I respect that, so I'm going to let you go because I desire to be a wife? At some point in time, somebody has got to say, look, this does not work for me. So why do they stay if it doesn't work for them? Somebody's got to be the bigger person and say, look, this is going to be a shipwreck down the line.
Right.
This is going to be a shipwreck. Or we could reverse it. We know people who have never gotten divorced, but they've been separated for 30 years.
That's crazy.
It's the most demonic mess. Are you talking, it's a serious, this is our entanglement. I know someone personally that they refuse to get divorced, and they've been separated for 35 years. They refuse to get divorced. She lived with her boyfriend. He lived with his new wife. She lived with her boyfriend. He lived with his girlfriend. And they refuse. When I tell you, I don't, Father God. So who? Somebody's got to make a move.
I think the person you say who winning. That's the question you say.
Yeah, that's my.
The person that doesn't want the commitment is winning, because the person, and listen, you empower that, because the person that doesn't want the commitment, they're just gonna keep on seeing how long you can take.
So how long? So enough is how long are you going to take?
How long you gonna take?
So that's the Achilles heel behind it all. The Achilles heel behind it all is, when is enough enough? Enough is how long can you take it? That's what it is.
How long can you take it? How long can you go? How long can, how many arguments you can take?
Right.
While we keep looking over and we keep arguing about it, then we get past it and I say, I'm going to do it. And before you know it, that argument started 3 years in. Now you 10 years. Okay.
So during that time, is it because not just they're afraid of commitment, but they really want free range to do what they want to do?
That's what no commitment is.
It means I want free range to do whatever it is that I want to do.
Yeah.
And so if you want, now this is enough is enough. If you want free range to do what you want to do, then you don't need to be with me.
Yeah.
And that's the bottom line.
I want a wife. I want the benefits of having a wife without the paperwork and the commitment of it.
Okay, so the paperwork and the commitment, what is the fear in it? The fear is that you can't cheat, you can't have multiple partners, you can't. Hold on. What about this? It means I've got to respect you. It means that I've got to submit myself. Yeah. It means that I've got to give up things. So therefore, I believe that, here we go with that word, it's a very selfish thing to waste somebody's time.
It really is.
And that's the bottom line.
It really is.
It's a selfish thing. If you know someone and you've been together, even this thing that we're going to talk about later, when women are waiting for a man to propose to her, and she turns around because she's tired of waiting, and she proposed to him. If y'all don't go somewhere with this demonic mess that's from the pit of hell.
Y'all ladies don't do that. Because a man, let me tell you what a man
tired
to
of
do.
Waiting.
Let me tell you what a man to do. This from a man's perspective. You got all them people watching. You know what he gonna do? He gonna say yeah.
Because what?
Because it's gonna be the thing to do. But you know what he gonna keep on doing?
Stalling.
He gonna keep on. He gonna look here. He gonna put that thing in reverse. He gonna put it heavy in reverse. He gonna take the rein, but he gonna put that thing heavy in reverse.
Okay, so are we? I mean, let's be honest. We have become as the Bible says, lovers of ourselves. We have become a very selfish generation.
Yes. Yeah.
So selfish in marriage, selfish in everything that we do, and the outcome of it is not good. Yeah. So now, even in relationships, we have become very selfish. We've become unnourished. We've become unloving, all because people want to have their way.
Yeah. We don't want the responsibility. We don't want the responsibility of being the one that has to have a commitment that everybody is going to be able to see. We don't want the responsibility. We want to stay free but act like we married.
Man, that's just
we want to stay free, but we want the benefits of a relationship. We want to come home to somebody. We want the things of being, whether it is sexual or whether it is just practical living or whatever. We want all the benefits, because we can't just say it's about getting milk. Getting the milk. It is more than sex. It's the whole camaraderie of relationship, because some people are with somebody that they really do care about, but they're still not willing to go cross the line and marry the person because they don't want to have the responsibility of saying that this is the point. Because some people know that at that point, you got to change, man.
Someone just went up the timeline and she said because they want to cheat.
I don't think that's it.
I
don't think them wanting to cheat is just it, because this is another thing about the person. Everybody that's not getting married and holding on to all them years, they ain't cheating. Okay. They just refusing out. They just don't want to do it.
So
I'm just talking about pure selfishness. I'm not saying that you're wrong, and there are some people that want to continue a double lifestyle. You're absolutely right. But there's a lot of people that are not cheating, and that's what's holding the other person. The fact what's holding the other person is, hey, this man or this woman ain't gonna sleeping with nobody else.
Okay.
Right.
So one girl went up the timeline, and one of the things that people don't think about, I think the reason why people do it, I remember the New Yorker, remember that magazine back in the day, I used to read it. The New Yorker had an article and said the reason why people are in relationships but they don't go their separate way. We talk about enough is enough. It's finances.
Yeah.
Finances is a big thing, because that's a very big thing, because it means that financially, I need a roommate. Financially, I can't afford to live on my own. So let's get an understanding that we live in the same house, but yet and still, we're not in a relationship and it's convenience.
There go another one, baby. Or they've already been divorced once and been through it.
So are you saying people don't want to get married because of the pain from the past?
The pain, the whole pain.
Okay.
Not just the pain that came through the physical, but the spiritual, the financial.
Okay.
And they just put a stop on it. Okay. They're like, I'm going to have a relationship, but if you're talking about marrying, What I done been through, I ain't going through no more.
So I'm going to Texas right now because I have a girlfriend in
baby.
Texas, and she did the same thing. She says the same thing. She's been with this guy in total for 8 years, and she wants to get married. And she calls me, and we talk all the time, and she wants to get married, but he doesn't want to get married. And he has an excuse. His excuse is, watch this, because of what he went through in the past. How much should she take? Now you got beautiful children, not just one, you got children involved, but you're still waiting. Okay, so you sell your house, but you're still waiting. Okay, you guys open businesses together. I got another girlfriend in Atlanta, Georgia. They've got 23 years. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful child. They bought businesses together. They opened up salons together, but he doesn't want to get married. How much should you take? So now you go your separate ways, and now you got all this litigation going on because
it's still litigation. You ain't getting away with nothing.
Okay, how long do you wait? No, you don't wait.
You don't wait.
The telltale signs are there. If you're wasting time, if you're building everything with a person you're in a relationship with, and you refuse to marry them, that's a business deal.
Can I say something, baby?
Sure.
I think for some of you that are asking, how long should I wait? You need to ask yourself the question is, whatever they're going through when it comes to their commitment, whatever reason they're holding on to, if a person is not willing to gamble with you, and I say gamble because, yeah, things can happen. If the person is not willing to throw everything in, then you need to be out.
Okay.
Because this is the thing. Life is going to happen.
Right.
But if the person is not willing to take a chance, what you waiting on?
So are you saying, okay, so from the rip, you're not dealing with abuse in any way, shape, or form.
Cheating.
Period.
No cheating.
You're not dealing with cheating.
Cheating.
You're not dealing with cheating. This woman got mad at me today. She said, for you to be a pastor, for you to tell people to leave people is wrong. I told her to go jump in the lake, meet me on the street. Let's just snuff it out. However, if you're dealing with someone, 2,600 people click, tag, and share, and you guys are fighting, the police is coming to your house, forget it. If you guys are not going to counseling, this is another thing. If he refuses to go to counseling, and y'all refuse to get counseling, time to go. Because a counselor is going to make you accountable for what's going on in your household.
I ain't gonna speak about women, but I will say about men. A lot of men don't want to go to counseling because they already know what their mindset is.
Yeah.
They're not clueless to where they are.
Right.
They know where they are. So they don't want to go and sit in front of somebody and for somebody to tell them where they mind at, where they know where they mind at.
Tell them y'all going on a date and pull up at the counselor's office. That's what you do. I think that when you find...
Kidnap them.
Yeah. Tell them I found out somewhere really sexy to go. Get dressed. Put on your finest suit. And pull up at a counselor's office. Because men don't want to go to counseling. They need to go. I think a lot of times, you know when your enough is enough when you have exhausted all your possibilities. When you have exhausted all your possibilities, no matter where you are in your relationship, if you guys decided to reconcile, if you guys decided to go to counseling, if you guys decided to do everything that you have to do to make the marriage or the relationship work, and if it's still not working, then you've got to consider the source. Cite the source. They said it in college. Cite the source. That means, where is all of this coming from?
Yeah.
And if it's coming from a place of excruciating pain, then you've got to do what is best for you and say, I cannot hurt myself any longer. I have got to do what's right because I am not good enough, not for you, but to endure this.
I can't deal with that no more.
Yeah.
When she's saying cite the source,
yeah,
that means that if he or she has a problem because of what happened to his or her mother and father, or what happened to them, they have already been married, or whatever. When you find out what that source is, if that's the reason that they are the way they are, you have to make a decision whether you're going to come to the place and watch this, not just a decision, but a courageous decision. Because some of you don't have the courage to move on.
Let's talk about value, because the lady just went up the timeline. She said something really good. She just said, if a person can value and buy a house with you, why can't they value you enough to put a ring on it? Gosh.
That's heavy.
That's heavy. If a person can value you and invest, see, a relationship, I feel, this is my truth, I feel that a relationship should be an investment.
It is an investment.
Because there should be a residual.
That's right.
And so if I'm going to invest in building with you, you're not worth me investing in building a spiritual connection, emotional connection that's healthy, that we both can benefit from besides the financial aspect of it.
It's got to be all around reciprocity.
Okay.
Physically, spiritually, and financially. You got to be able to work together some kind of way.
Okay. I believe that, and I'm just going to just say this. If you're with someone and you guys cannot move forward in forgiving each other even, then at some point in time...
Who just moved that?
I just moved it. But my foot wasn't shaking.
It was all right.
But I was
But she
accountable.
moved it.
But I was accountable.
She's accountable.
I'm always accountable.
You're very accountable, baby.
Thank you very much. Swish. I said it 4 times. So if you're with someone and you guys have exhausted all your possibilities, that means everything that you guys try to do to become better as a couple or a person for the person you're with.
Yeah.
If you have done all you can and it's still not working, you've got to consider the source. Consider what has you guys here. If you're with someone and you guys can't forgive each other, it's hard to move forward if you can't forgive each other. It's never going to work. If you keep throwing things up in their face and you can't, sometimes you can't please a person that doesn't love you.
Ooh.
You can't. I mean, no matter what it is, especially if you're with someone and they don't ever want to get married or they don't want to be in a relationship.
And there are levels of love. Because
Yeah.
now you're not going to want to hear this. And I know this probably finna hurt some folk feeling, but this is the truth. A person will be with you 10 and 15 years. Hold that thought, baby. I know you just seen something crucial. And not marry. And will leave you and marry somebody else in a freaking week.
I saw that. Yeah, that happened to somebody I know.
Because they fell in love in a way that they did not want to lose. You're not going to want to hear this. But sometimes it doesn't happen because you're just somebody that they can take a chance on losing.
Wow.
I know that hurt.
Wow. But I think it's a false...
Even with the ultimatum.
Yeah.
Because some of you done gave them the ultimatum. And they ain't moved, even though you gave them the ultimatum.
That's so cruel, though, for a person to be with someone and waste their time and then turn around and marry somebody else.
It is, baby.
I was in Atlanta, Georgia, and I was receiving an award. And a young lady came up to me and she says, I'm here to see you receive your award. She said, this is supposed to be my wedding day. She said, but instead of it being my wedding day, he went off and married somebody else. And I had to stop receiving my award and take her over and just pray for her because her heart was broken. That's what happens when you're not paying attention to the warning signs that says you've had enough. You know that this isn't going to go anywhere. But women gamble every day on it. They gamble every day on it. They gamble every day on the possibility that it just might be the day.
And I will not stop saying the innate ability that a woman has, that the intuition that a woman has is just... it's incomprehensible. You know, despite you want to act like you don't know, you want to act like you didn't see the signs, you know. Just like a man knows. But a woman knows on a whole other level.
Okay, 2 women just went up the timeline, and I'm going to address that. But, lady, I got to bring you revelation knowledge, okay? You're the side chick. You always going to be the side chick. And if you fall for that okie doke, baby, I'm sorry for you. I'm praying for you. She just went up the timeline and she said, what happens when you're with a man for a certain amount of years and he keeps telling you he's going to divorce his wife and he doesn't? Oh,
that's good. I'm glad you were brave enough to say that, because that's common too.
It is.
That's common too.
But you're the side chick.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're the side chick.
And you know what happens to the side chick? Let me tell you what happens from a man's point of view to the side chick. He is not going to marry you. You know why he's not going to marry you? And if he's not going to marry you because he's afraid that if you did it for him, then you're going to do it for somebody else. Let me tell you what happened to side chicks. What happens to side chicks, especially when a side chick cheats on somebody else that is faithful to them with somebody else, that dude be like, man, if you cheated on your husband with me and that man been good to you, I know I'm not finna marry you. So don't be a side chick expecting marriage. Yeah. I know this gonna hurt some folk feeling, but you cannot throw a rock in the pond and there be no waves or no ripples. Reciprocity is, if I do something, something returns. So you can't be a side chick and then get somebody's husband. We was just looking at Kevin Hart. Now we can say this because he put it on the video.
He did. He put it on his documentary.
He cheated with a side chick, married the side chick, and then cheated on her. Yeah. And the first thing I said is, did she expect anything different? Right. Because if you the side chick, it's the law of reciprocity.
What if he's married and has a side chick? Girl,
please get away from him.
That's an entanglement, man.
Please get away from him.
I think that I think papers should be seen. I think that because this is a generation where you could do that. Papers should be seen.
Properly.
Yeah, but the papers should be seen. It's not hard. I put mine on Facebook and that's just what I did. But the papers are seen. You can Google anything. But understand, if you're involved with someone and you try, I know one young lady, again, I counsel a lot of people. I had one young lady and she was with a guy. They had a beautiful son. He's an older little boy now. And the woman was the side chick. He kept saying, I'm going to divorce my wife. He was a pastor of a church. She went to the church's anniversary and stood outside because he was supposed to be filing for divorce. But he went to church with his wife. And they had reconciled, and she did not know. True story. She did not leave him. This woman went and she filled out the divorce papers. She filled out the divorce papers. Do you know what happened? Absolutely nothing. All the money that she spent for his divorce, all of the showing up to the church, acting like a nut, everything that this woman did, they are still together this day. And he is going on happily with his wife, and she has a beautiful child and no husband or no man or nothing at all. Don't do this. I'm saying, do not do this. It is dangerous. Everybody has been young and everybody has done dumb things, but do not do this. The side chick lives a very dangerous life because in her mind, she has an expectation that he is going to leave, and he does not leave. He does not. You have to do this. 10 years side chick and still no divorce. A girl just went up the timeline.
That's brave.
That's brave.
It's brave.
I pray for you. She said 10 years a side chick and he has not divorced his wife. Now, I have a question for you, young lady. Just went up the timeline. I don't have a problem with him. I got a problem with you. Because once you found out that he was married, you still got 10 years under your belt. He's doing what he is allowed to do. My question is, what's wrong with you? Because at some point in time, you got to cut that current and realize that this is never going to change, that you are in an entanglement. And somebody's got to...
wasting valuable time in your life.
You got to cut it off because it's not going to change until you change it. There's so many good comments coming up here. And I just want to say, those of you who are putting those comments up, my heart goes out to you.
Right.
You are brave. You are brave. And we are praying for you because they're out there, and don't just get involved in this and think that it's okay, because the law of reciprocity is very real.
It's going to get you.
It's going to get you.
Whatever you put out there. See, and it don't matter whether you call yourself a Christian or not. Whether you call yourself a believer or not. It don't matter. It doesn't matter whether you are faithful or whatever.
Right.
Whatever you do, it's gonna come back.
Well, you allow.
So if you were one that tore up a house,
right,
your house gonna be tore up one day.
Yeah.
If you were one that tore up a marriage,
right,
then it's gonna come back.
Yeah.
There's no way to get out of the law of reciprocity, whether it hits you in 10 days or 20 years.
Right.
But when it come back, it's gonna come back, and that's the reason why some of you right now that are listening to us today needs to make a decision so that you can get on the right path. There are faithful men and women out here.
Yeah.
This is
Amen.
what I was talking to my wife about. A lot of you don't go with the faithful man because he doesn't look like you want him to look.
Right.
Now, this person can carry you. They have the heart for you, but they don't look like, because there's too many of you that have this look that you want your person to have. You want them to look like this. You want them to be like this. You want them to be like that. And you missing out. Yeah. And time is moving on. So you say, you know what? I seen the person look like that, but they married.
Right. I also want to address this one thing that just went up the timeline. It's a lot of this going up the timeline. What if he tells you that he loves you, but he's not in love with you?
Ooh.
Now, a lot of this just went up the timeline. It just went up the timeline. This young lady said, my husband says he loves me, but he's not in love with you. That's deep. There's a song that says,
it's so ugly.
I can't make you love me. You cannot. The hardest pain alive that a person could have is forcing someone to love you. I preached this message before. I'm not Leah. I'm not Leah. I'm not Leah. You're not Leah. Leah was not loved. Leah was tolerated. Gosh, she wasn't loved. She was tolerated. And if you think that you're Leah, then let's pray for your courage. Let's pray for your confidence, 2,800 people. Women, you are not Leah. Leah was tolerated. Leah was used. Leah was kind of, I'm going to just deal with you.
Yeah.
Basically, Leah was...
space filler.
Yeah, she passed the time.
Yeah.
Side chick, you are Leah. Because what you're saying is, I'm allowing you to waste my time for what you really want, and it's not me. That's the bottom line. I think a lot of times women have to come to the understanding of Rachel and Leah. And Leah, she had babies, and she said, maybe you'll notice me. Whatever it is that you're doing to try to get him to love you and notice you, you've got to look at yourself, because people only receive the type of love they feel they deserve.
Yeah.
And if you feel you deserve to be Leah, I'm going to need you to sit down and understand that there's better for you, but first you've got to get it together within yourself. A person that loves you understands the power of sacrifice. And if you love someone, then you understand sacrifice. One thing about love, it's effortless. You don't have to force it. You don't have to force it. I was in a marriage where I had to force everything. I had to force. He just didn't want to go to work, and I would say, could you just go get a job? I don't want to take care of you and your children and your mother and your grandparents. I don't want to do that. Could you just sweep the floor?
Everything was a fight.
Everything was a fight. That's not love. Real love is effortless. It wants you to get better. I want you to have it. They want to do it. And so you mean to tell me that you are going to force someone to do what should come naturally? It's not right. And so I don't have a problem with them. I have a problem with you receiving that. That's why y'all got to get help. Because why are you receiving someone that does not want to give you everything that you need to thrive and be great? You agree?
I agree. Don't be Leah.
This is deep tonight.
It's a lot, baby.
Yeah.
Hold up, though. But I gotta say this.
Go ahead, baby.
Don't stay in a relationship where, listen, so, you got people that are mad with us right now.
Okay.
And they're mad with us because they're saying you shouldn't tell people
They'll be fine.
to divorce. Let me tell y'all again. We ain't told nobody to divorce. We ain't God. We ain't told. We're giving advice. We're saying, if you're in a relationship where you're just being tolerated.
Oh, Lord.
If you're in a relationship where somebody is literally saying, I love you, but I'm not in love with you, what we're saying is, at that point is where we stop everything and say we got to get some help, or we got to go our separate way.
Right.
Because when a person says that they're not in love with you, you know what's coming next? Somebody that they're going to be in love with.
Yeah.
Like Jada said, she felt like she was at a place where she just wanted to feel something again. And when a person feels like they are not in love, guess what they getting ready to do? they're getting ready. If they're not getting ready to go and do it themselves, somebody is going to show them, or some temptation is going to come. And even if it ain't real love, it's going to feel like real love to them. And you know what they're going to do to you? They're going to drop it.
Wow. I think a lot of people could avoid the fall if they let their brains make decisions along with their heart.
Ooh, the heart is what? Desperate and deceitfully
wicked. That's the word. If you allow your brain to make decisions that your heart, you can't just let your heart lead. You're allowing your heart to lead when your brain should make certain decisions. 3,000 people on the sound of my voice, click, tag, and share. Why do you allow your heart to get you in trouble?
Yeah. Facts is facts.
That's facts. The telltale signs of when should I leave are there.
Yeah.
When do I have enough? He doesn't love me. She doesn't love me. They're cheating. They keep cheating. I'm crying. I think if you shed more tears than you have smile, it's time to consider where you are in life. Yeah. I'm going to say it again. If you're shedding more tears than you are smiling, it's time that you reconsider some things in your life. I don't care what it is. And sometimes most people, you're allowing your heart to lead you. And the only person that has the ability to lead you through your heart is God, because it's only made for him to see. He will let you know and confirm everything that you got to confirm to know where you are with something. They don't like me to say it, but I'm going to say it because I'm not your average pastors. We're not your average pastors. Your heart will make you override the voice of God. Ooh, yes, I'm going to say that again. Your heart will make you override the voice of God. God will be telling you, don't do this. Don't do this. But because you want something anyway,
so bad,
you do it anyway.
And it happens every
single day.
Every day.
It happened to Lot's
24
wife.
hours a day.
It sure did. Lot's wife's heart was for where she was. And he said, don't look back.
Ooh,
don't look back. Don't look back. But her heart loved where she was. And she looked back, and it didn't serve her well. Turned into a pillar of salt. Most of you have to understand that. You keep looking at a dead situation, hoping that it will live. Well, all the telltale signs for you to say, okay, this is your enough.
Yeah. Right now.
Right now.
Right now.
Right now. Anyway, some people stay because of the kids. If y'all don't stop using that as an excuse, because the only thing you're doing is you destroying your kids.
Let me tell you something about them kids. You know. Let me tell you something about them kids.
Baby. Them babies crying.
I see.
Okay.
I see.
They all right. Y'all okay? Them babies crying. Miss Perez is crying. It's okay. It's okay. Them babies crying. It's gonna be all right.
Let me tell you something real about kids.
She said I'm disappointed in myself. Don't be. It's okay.
And this is, it's
okay.
This is the thing about kids. Kids know way more than you think.
Yeah.
And even if the kids stay, and you guys stay together to the adults, they still will be able to identify your dysfunction.
That's right.
And if they can't identify it, they'll just repeat it. And you don't want your children to repeat it. So staying together for kids can be sometimes that can be the most inhumane thing. Because now what we do is we perpetuate bad behavior and dysfunction, and we pass it on to our next generation.
One young lady just went up to town. She said, what is love? Because most of us don't know. You're absolutely right. The Lord had to teach me love. And I'm going to talk about myself. And I want you to just share it with 2 more people, because we're going to get ready to go soon. Just share it with 2 more people, because I want to identify love for you. I grew up in a very dysfunctional home. My father was a bishop. My mother was she was a prophetess that you could not even imagine. But I saw my mother crawl around on the floor like a dog. I saw my mother wear stitches, and she had to be in the pulpit and wear shades because she had to hide stitches. I saw my mother beaten, hair pulled out, thrown down the stairs, knives put up to our neck. I've seen it. And it destroyed my view of love. It was skewed. And so I had to learn what love was, because God had to teach me. My father ruined my view of love, because if that's what it is, I want no parts of it.
part of it.
However, in my subconscious, I became a defense mechanism of anger. However, I looked at it and said, if that's love, I don't want it. Because my view of love was tainted. That's why I tell people, if you're fighting and if you're in an abuse situation, then you've got to understand you're ruining your children and they're paying a price because you're in love. So what I did was, in relationships, I failed at it because I attracted individuals just like my dad. Not this one. He is perfect. So I attracted mean, abusive individuals who had problems. And I had to break the generational curse because God taught me the fruits of the Spirit. If it looks like God and it shows the fruit bears witness that it's love, it's kindness, it's gentleness, it forgives, it seeks no record of wrong. All of that's why I said study Galatians. Study it. The fruits of the Spirit will tell you if you're in love, if it's love with the right person. Most of us have invested in the wrong individuals because we don't know what love looks like. Now I know what it looks like because God had to show me it's patient, it's kind, it's long-suffering, it keeps no record of wrong, it's gentle, it's all of the things that God had to teach me that man failed to show me. Get it? So you have
doesn't mean we perfect.
No, it doesn't.
Just means that we know how to keep being fruitful.
Exactly. The fruit is what tells you. That's why I said watch the fruit. The fruit bears witness. If you're with a person and they're mean-spirited, why are they speaking to you harsh? And the Bible says, you know, husbands, don't be harsh with your wives. If you're dealing with someone and they don't want to work, if God says that you are supposed to provide, it says the man that doesn't provide for his family is worse than an infidel. It's the fruits of the Spirit. If you're dealing with someone and they beating you up and you are literally getting punched in the face, that's not love. So the question is, if you don't know what it is, don't get involved until you really know what it is.
Amen.
Don't even waste your time. If you can't identify love by looking at it and see the fruits of the Spirit and know that it's real sacrifice, don't get involved with it.
Well, baby, tell them how. Now she gave you her testimony.
Yeah.
But this is the thing, God had to first separate her.
He had to separate me. Yeah. 3,000.
And the thing about it is, what she's saying is, some people you have to come out of it.
Yeah.
And let God first separate you,
right,
heal you.
Yeah, right.
So that you can go back out and receive, because the thing about it is, it's hard to identify it when you're looking at it with obscure vision.
Yeah. I think when you grow up, and it's just like I looked at my mother being abused. And so you ask, well, when is enough is enough? Okay, so you mean to tell me that I saw my mother punched in the face? My mother was 5 feet. I saw my father, who was 6'2", pick her up and throw her from one end of the apartment to the other. And I ran over and I picked her up, and it was just blood everywhere. But she didn't stay. And then I saw him, you know, if you put your hand up to my jaw, you feel it clicking because my jaw was, you know, doggone near dislocated. But she still stayed. I saw him, you know, his son knocked on our door like, hey, I want to see my dad. My mother's like, wait, who this cat? But she still stayed. So your enough it may not be his enough, or may not be mine enough. But it sure better be your enough if you find yourself crying more tears than you do smile.
Yeah.
And especially if you're with someone and you're trying to force them to love you, that's the worst pain in the lot. You what? That's the worst pain in the world, is to keep crying for somebody to love you. It's torment.
Our counsel and the coupling that God has, because this is truly something God has done.
Yeah.
Our counsel comes from pain and experience that we've been through in our life.
Right.
That we had to overcome.
Yes.
To be able to receive one another.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So I want you guys to understand that you have to look at what your enough is. I think that everybody should have a benchmark for enough.
Ooh, that's good, baby.
Yeah.
Might need to repeat that one.
You need to have a benchmark for your enough.
Yeah.
What is your benchmark? Is your benchmark here, or is your benchmark here? Don't let your benchmark get here where it's too late to do anything about it.
Don't let your benchmark be adjustable.
Yeah.
Because the other person will keep on doing stuff.
They'll keep doing it. People only do what they allow. So if you want to know what the enough is, if you keep allowing yourself to be tormented, Lord Renee, thank you for that, they'll keep doing it. If you keep allowing yourself to be cheated on, they'll keep doing it. If you keep on allowing somebody to keep beating you up, they'll keep doing it. If you keep allowing somebody to just mistreat you, they'll keep doing it.
Sir.
And people kill me because I wish that we had more time where you said for better or for worse.
Because that needs to, boy, look at here.
And people, and pastors get mad at us as pastors, like, how in the world y'all gonna be pastors and y'all telling people to separate and divorce? Because we don't want people to die.
Miserable.
Are you dead? There's some people who are just dead right now because they're dying to be loved. They're dead in marriage.
And some of you pastors and some of you people that do have a problem with the things we object to, I just need you to catch this thought. The Bible says, whatsoever I've put together.
What I put together. That's right.
Let no man put asunder. And a lot of what has been put together, God did not put it together.
That's right.
So again, cite the source, see where it came from. In most cases, you're going to like, man, God ain't put y'all together.
Right. Yeah. Well,
That's
anyway, we
love you guys.
We love you. We gotta go. That's my frog impression. Y'all crying. Come on now.
Sorry.
Aww.
But we want to leave you with this right here. There can be a better you, but you got to be courageous to be able to do it.
Yep,
you got to have courage to go to your next level. Somebody said, I'm tired of trying. Well, if you're tired of trying, then what does that look like for you?
Yeah.
You need to now define what you tired. I'm tired of trying relationship. Then you may need to be single.
Yeah.
And strive for nothing but getting to your next goals in your next life. And that may be the place where you meet the one you're supposed to be with.
Well, a lady just said, she says, I'm tired of trying. Or a guy said, he's tired of trying. If you're tired of trying, you're tired. Listen, you're tired of trying.
Good.
You're tired of trying. You're tired of trying.
Let go and let go.
So if you're tired of trying, what are they tired of you trying to do? People are frustrated because you're trying. They don't want you to try no more. They just want you to accept it.
Ooh.
That's where you're going to have a problem.
Don't exist to make somebody else comfortable.
Sure,
At some point, she said it again, and we finna get out of here. You need to set a benchmark, because if you keep existing in it, then they'll hold on to it as long as you can exist in the parameters that they call relationship.
Yep. You are in control of your happy. Bye.
Blah, blah.